Hello. I see some viewers. Welcome. Before he jumps away, notice the adorable napping, well, he's not napping anymore, but the adorable cat joining us for yoga. That's the first time he's done that, laid in that chair as I set up. So let's see if he hangs out with us today or not. So we'll probably get started here in another minute. So feel free to settle in as you get ready for some yoga today. I hope that you're all having a good day. I know my day's about to get better being here with y'all. So I was just looking through one of my favorite books. It's actually been a while since I've read it, but it's called Love is Letting Go of Fear. It's a really sweet little book, very simple little principles about love. And I'll go ahead and read just a small paragraph from one of the chapters that's called All That I Give is Given to Myself. So see if you can listen carefully and make out what he's trying to say here. So he says, to give is to receive. That is the law of love. Under this law, when we give our love away to others, we gain. And whatever we give, we simultaneously receive. The law of love is based on abundance. We are completely filled with love all the time. And our supply is always full and running over. When we give our love unconditionally to others with no expectations of return, the love within us extends, expands, and joins. So we're giving our love away. We increase the love within us, and everyone gains. I think it's such a sweet, special message. You know, we're kind of taught as a kid, like, oh, if I give away this toy, then I don't have it anymore. But the cool thing is that that principle does not apply to love. If we give it away, it comes back to us simultaneously, is what he says. So pretty neat. Anyhow, I see we've got a few more joining. Welcome. If this is your first time joining us today for Santosha Yoga, my name is Stephanie, and really happy to have you all. There is a comment space here if you want to comment any requests for class today. We'll probably get started here in just a minute, but if you have time to write something in there really quickly, we can try to fit some requests in. But other than that, feel free just to leave a comment, say hi, let us know how your day's going, or let me know if you think my cat is cute, because he's right here being adorable in that chair. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get started with our class, seated on the mat, if you're ready to jump into it. So just sitting comfortably, we're going to begin with double breath with tension. So you can start by taking 2 breaths in through your nose. And then holding your breath, squeeze all your muscles, creating tension. And then as you exhale twice through your mouth, release all the tension and relax. So do this 2 more times at your own pace. Tension, squeezing, and then releasing. Last time. You can bring your hands to your heart center. If you'd like, you can join me in one Om to start our practice together. And just take a moment here. If you'd like, you can set an intention for your practice. There'll be anything you'd like to focus on today. Maybe it's focusing on just giving love to yourself, like the reading says, or giving it to others. Or just taking some time to be present today. Just you and your mat. Whatever it might be, just seal your intention in. Come onto your hands and knees for cat and cow. Tucking under your toes. Inhale and shine your heart forwards. Lift your tailbone. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, chin to your chest as you round your back. Inhale, let your belly fall towards the ground. Exhale, lift the space between your shoulder blades up to the sky. Just keep moving with your breath. You can think of it like your spine is moving like a wave. And then moving into extended cat and cow. Bring your big toes together, your knees wide. And exhale, stretch back. Inhale, pull forwards. So still arching and rounding your back. Just getting a little bit deeper into your hips now this way. You can even get your hands into the pose. Use the heel of your hands, dig into the mat as you inhale. As you exhale, claw the mat, use your fingertips as you arch back. And then last one, you can stay back in the extended cat stretch. Walk your hands over to the right side of your mat, sinking down through your left hip. And then to the other side. And back to center. Come up to table. Making your way into plank pose. You can either be on your knees or on your toes here. It's making a straight line through your feet to your knees, through your shoulders and crown of head. So you can rock forwards and backwards a little bit here, just taking some weight into your hands. Really press into the mat with all 10 of your fingers. And then come down to your knees for a twist. Hands back under your shoulders and inhale, lift your right arm up. And as you exhale, thread it through. And Kathy did tell me she might have a friend who's pregnant join, which is wonderful. And it sounds like you've done some yoga if you're with us. But feel free to skip this one. It's a pretty deep twist, depending how far along in your pregnancy you are. You might just do a extended cat stretch or another more gentle twist if you know one. And last deep breath here. See if you can pull your right shoulder a little further through, creating more space between your ear and your shoulder. And come back to your hands and knees to change sides. Inhale, lift your left arm. And exhale through. So you're reaching back a little bit at a diagonal, almost now towards the right back corner of your mat. As you exhale, try to rotate your shoulders, pulling your left shoulder through. Another, just a smidge, as you try to rotate your right shoulder up and back. And then back to center. Plank pose. Coming into side plank on your right hand. So a couple options here. You can always step your left foot up, bending your knee, kind of like a tripod here, just giving yourself a little more support. Or if you feel steady, you want to straighten out both of your legs, really work on lifting your hips, even extending your top arm up. Try to lift up out of your right shoulder rather than collapsing into it. Breathing and lifting your hips for the last breath. And then change sides. Taking the same variation that you did on the other side. And Orion is asleep now, the cat. He's ignoring us as usual. Coming back to plank. Keep your hands and your feet where they are. Lift your hips for down dog. Take a deep exhale here. Feel free to let it go through your mouth. You can alternate bending and straightening your knees. Just gently reaching your heel towards the mat. Doesn't ever have to touch though. Try to draw your shoulder blades away from each other and down your back. And then pressing into your hands, focus on pressing your first finger and your thumb into the mat. Take a little weight out of your wrists. And then from here, walk your feet in towards your hands. Taking your forward bend. And then as you inhale, uncurl up to standing. Slowly stacking your vertebrae one at a time on top of each other. Bring your head up last. Taking a big exhale at the top. So for stretching the spine, you can stand with your feet hip distance apart. Lift your left arm up. Side bend to the right. Try to straighten your top arm. Bring your bicep over your ear, but keeping your shoulder down away from your ear. Hi, Ivy. Hi, Rob. And come back up to center. Saw a couple comments in there. Lifting your right arm, stretch to the left. So you're squeezing the muscles on your left side body, and you're extending through the muscles on your right side. Rooting down evenly through both of your feet. And coming back up to center, preparing for your supported back bend. Couple options here. You can make fists and bring them to your low back for support, or you can point your fingers up your back with your palms flat. Either way, bring your feet a little wider than your hips. You press into your back for support. Inhale, lift your heart up towards the sky. Relax your shoulders, down your back. For a little deeper stretch, you can work on squeezing your elbows towards each other. Breathing into the space underneath your collarbones. On your next inhale, come back up. Exhale into your forward bend. You can bend your knees here as much as you need to. Stretch your low back. Relax your head and your neck. If you like, you can grab on behind your legs, wherever's comfortable. Use your inhales to lengthen your spine, reaching your head towards the mat. And as you exhale, use your arms, gently pull your chest a little closer towards your thighs. And as you inhale, uncurl, stacking your vertebra from your hips all the way up to your head, exhaling at the top. So next is chair pose. So you can sit down in your chair, feet hip distance apart. And just checking in with your pelvis here. It's easy to kind of stick your tailbone out in chair pose. So instead, see if you can tuck it under and then just release a little bit. Try to find a neutral spine where you're not too far tucked or sticking your butt out. Just using your core, knitting your low ribs together to kind of stabilize yourself here. So if you feel like you have that, you can bring your arms out in front or even overhead, but just take care that you don't lose that work that you just did in your core. A lot of times the arms go up and then the front ribs come out and the butt sticks out and it looks something like that. So let's try to keep it in. Sink down into your chair for 2 more breaths. And then on your inhale, come up for balancing chair. So palms face down. Start to lift your heels. Lift your heels as high as you can. Staying here, or next up would be bending your knees, but keep your heels up as you sit in your chair. Flat back, slides down an imaginary wall behind you. For 8, 9, and 10, keep your heels up, but straighten your knees again. And then heels down. Nice job. Rotated chair. So sit back down, engage your core, find your pelvis here. We're gonna twist towards the left. So you can latch with your right hand across your thighs. Bring your forearm all the way down so you can keep your legs hip distance apart. As you exhale, twist your chest towards the left. Checking in that your knees stay in line and we don't jet one knee forwards like that, but we keep them together. Maybe a fist distance apart, depending on how far apart your feet are. And then release for just a moment. Come right back down, do the other side. Latch with your left arm, twist. So check in that your hips are lower than your heart. Really sit down in your chair. This is the last chair pose, I promise. Just a couple more breaths. And release into your forward bend. Inhale, uncurl. And exhale at the top. Come to the front of your mat for warrior 1. So step your right foot back. Bend into your front knee. You can check in that your feet are on what we call railroad tracks. So your feet are not totally in line with each other, but just give yourself a little space between so you can find your stability in your feet. Now, if you've been doing a lot of yoga throughout your life, you probably can line them up and you'll be fine, but for the average person, this is a little more doable. So take that for what you will. But as you sink down here, try to draw your right hip forward. As you sit down deeper in your left hip, you'll notice I'm kind of leaning my chest forward at a diagonal, keeping a straight line through my back leg, all the way out through my head. And that's because I'm more focused here on my lower body and my core, my back, rather than, lifting up into a more of an open version of the pose. But that's fine too. Let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Just building our pose from the ground up. Like every yoga pose, start at your feet. Work your way up through your hips. This time drawing your left hip forward, Right hip down. Let's check that you're not gripping the mat with your toes. Try to root down between all four corners of your feet, behind your big toe, your pinky toe, and both edges of your heel. And then step to change. Now stepping your left foot back for warrior two. So as you sit down here, now you can line up your right heel with your left arch. Keep your hands on your hips for just a minute. So you can start by tracking your right knee over your ankle. Let's paint the thighs into the hip bones. So you can take your hands by your knees and draw them up towards your hip sockets. Try to use your muscles here to pull your feet together, even though they're not moving, to engage your thighs. Rather than splaying out into eternity, we're pulling our muscles in even as we stretch. From here, you can add in your arms. Sink a little lower, 2 more breaths. And change sides. Again, setting up your feet. Paint your thighs into your hip sockets. I almost kind of think about it if you were to be wearing socks on the ground, like on the wood or something. You're sliding your feet in and out. That's kind of the movement we're going for with the inner thighs here. And then add your arms. Sink a little deeper. And back up. Point both your toes towards the side wall. You can bring your feet in just a couple inches just so you have a little more control over your legs. Then come down into your wide leg standing forward bend. So you can pigeon toe your feet slightly. So your toes are just inside your heels. And just try to soften through your neck, your shoulders. As you inhale, lengthen your spine, reach your head towards the mat. Exhale, you can use your arms to gently pull yourself in, taking a deeper stretch. Again, checking in with the four corners of your feet. Try to balance evenly on each of the corners. And walk your hands to the outside of your right foot. Try to keep your hips level though, not sinking into your left hip, but keep it strong. And then to the left side. And back to center. Walk your hands out so they're under your shoulders, getting a flat back for 3 legs breath. So inhale, stretch back. Exhale, forward and yawn. Stretch your jaw 2 more times. Stick your tongue out. And then either heel toe or walk your feet under your hips. And inhale, uncurl. Exhale at the top. You can take another breath here. If you feel dizzy, just put your hands on your hips and press into your feet. Breathing. And we'll work on a few balancing postures before we come down to the mat. So let's start with column pose. And the cat is still there, you guys. He blends in so well. I can't see him when I look in the video. But let's go ahead and lift the right knee for column. Just relax your foot. You can bend and straighten your standing leg. Imagine your standing leg and your torso all the way up through your head like a column. Strong, all your muscles hugging onto your bones. If you're steady here, you can squeeze your knee in with both hands. Bring it in a little bit higher. Still breathing deeply. If you're still steady, you can rock up on the ball of your foot. One more time. And to release with control, kick your leg out like you're closing a door and bring it down. Nice job. Let's do the other side. You can always start with bend and straighten. Now you'll notice how we build this balancing pose in stages. So if you don't feel comfortable hugging your knee in with both hands, you can stay here for the duration. But if you hug your knee in on the other side, give it a try on this side. Strong columns. And rock up on the ball of your foot. Oh, don't lose it. Try it again. One more time. There we go. Kick it out and release. Nice. Feel free, I didn't mention this yet, but feel free to use a couch or use a chair, a wall when you do these if you need it. That's what I did when I started, so nothing wrong with that. So let's go ahead and do airplane next. So you can step your right foot back, hands out like airplane wings, palms facing forwards, and start with touch and release off of your back foot. So you'll notice I'm bending and straightening my standing leg, just like I did before in the other pose. And you can stay with this. Or, if you're stable, keep your back foot lifted, flex your foot, and as you lift your foot, your chest comes down, keeping a straight line through that lifted leg and your chest and your head. You can always go back to touch and release. But if you're here with me, try to rotate your right hip down towards the ground, squaring your hips. You can also think of that like rotating your right pinky toe down towards the ground. And keep breathing here for 8, 9, and 10. Stand back up. Other side. Start with touch and release. You might even notice that one side a little more wobbly today. That's all right. Just go as far as you can. Not going any further. Then you can still breathe and relax your face. Bring a little gentle smile. Makes a big difference. Again, now rotating your left hip towards the ground. For 8, 9, and 10. Nice job. Coming to the front of your mat for moving chair. Bring your arms out like a cactus. Inhale. Exhale, elbows together. Sit in your chair around your back. Inhale, I open. Exhale, I close. Keep going with your breath. Flexing and extending your spine. Rooting down through both legs. And come down as low as you can. Coming all the way down. Use your hands if you need to. Come onto your back. And you can hug your knees into your chest. You can also take happy baby here instead, if that's more comfortable. Just rock from side to side. And from here, let's hug the right knee in, extend your left leg long, flexing your left foot, keep that leg engaged as you press it into the mat. On your exhale, squeeze your right knee in tighter, almost trying to bring it up towards your armpit, as if you could. Sometimes I think about the stuff that I say, and I think about you guys being like, Steph, what? In my armpit? Like, no. But maybe someday, I don't know. So let's bring the leg up towards the sky. Hamstring stretch. Step up as high as you can. Relax your shoulders. Roll out your ankle. And take it the other direction. And bring your leg out to the side. Your left hand can rest on your hip. Remind your left hip to stay down. And then crossover twist. Stacking your hips, come all the way onto your left hip. Bring your leg all the way across. Try to bring your shoulders back towards the mat. They might not touch, but that's okay. And if you want to bring the twist into your neck, you can look out of your right hand. Full body twist. And final tweak, if you want to go deeper, would be try to rotate the top of your right hip away from your chest. And bring your gaze back to center. Inhale your leg up. And exhale, walk up your leg. Try to bring your nose towards your knee. And then release. Shake out your legs. The right one should feel a little bit longer. And then let's hug the left knee in. Exhale and squeeze. The right leg is strong, foot is flexed, rooting you down into the mat. And then leg up to the sky. Roll out your ankle. And then leg out to the side. Right hip stays down. And then crossover twist. You can always bend your knee if you need to. That'll be a little less intense if it's feeling a little too intense. Or if you have a couch in the way or a wall and you just can't extend your leg like I am. And again, you can gaze out towards your left palm. And lastly would be try to rotate your left hip away from your chest. Try to lengthen through your side body. And gaze to center. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, walk up, nose to knee. And release. Shake it out again. So I'll do some abdominal work next. If you are expecting, feel free to skip these. And we'll start with abdominal curls. So feet up like you're sitting in a chair with your knees over your hips. Arms out like a cactus. Inhale. Exhale, forearms towards your thighs. Hold up for your full exhale. And inhale slowly back down. Exhale, curl. Hold, keep exhaling. And inhale down. So keep going with your own breath. Doing these slower is the goal. The nice, slow, deep breath. Really getting deep into your core muscles. As you exhale, try to pull your belly button towards your spine. Inhaling, let your belly expand. And two more. Bring your feet down, wide on your mat, and let your knees fall together, giving one hand on your belly and one on your heart. And then abdominal crossovers. Bring your legs back up, fingertips behind your head. Inhale and exhale. Bring your right hand to the outside of your left shin. Inhale back down. Exhale, reach to the opposite outer shin. And keep alternating with your breath. Again, try to do these slow with control. Holding up for your exhale. Extending your opposite leg for counterbalance if you like. And last one on each side. And rest. Nice job. So the last one we'll do is a little bit more gentle, but still quite effective, especially for the obliques. So bring your legs back up. You can bring your arms out like a cactus or like a T. And as you exhale, let your knees fall just as far as they can towards the right without your shoulders coming off the mat. Then bring them back to center. And then bring them over to the left. Again, just as far as you can without letting your shoulders come off the mat or with feeling like you're losing control. Just slowly go from side to side with your breath, exhaling as you twist, inhaling as you come back to center. This is also a really nice kind of self-massage for your sacrum, that triangular bone at the base of your spine. If you have any sciatica, hopefully this feels good, but as with anything in yoga, if anything feels painful or shooting or tingling, it's a good cue just to back off and try an alternate pose instead, or just rest. So last one on each side. And from here, bring your knees in towards your chest. Start to rock and roll on the length of your spine. We're rocking from tailbone up to your neck. See if you can touch each vertebra to the mat as you rock. Or if you notice any spots that kind of clunk, like, you know, thud, 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 or something like that. That's what my teacher always said anyway. So those are areas where you're not able to curl your spine like this. And come back up to seated. Just areas to notice. And let's come down to the belly, some belly back bends. Well, good morning, sunshine. Somebody woke up. Let's start with Cobra Pose. Hands under your shoulders. Press your feet into the mat. Inhale, lift your chest. Press the back of your head back. Holding here. Keep your legs strong and supporting you. Big special note here of your tailbone, that your tailbone reaches towards your heels rather than up towards the sky. Your hands are just lightly there to support you, or even almost to pull your chest to the front of your mat like you were trying to belly slide, but just energetically. And then for the last couple breaths here, see if you can relax your shoulders away from your ears. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Your elbows are close into your side. And slowly release onto your right cheek. Bring your arms long behind you. Let them rest by your side, palms face up. Just bring your big toes together. Let your heels fall apart. This just helps to release your low back. I think he's already asleep again, the cat that is. So let's come back to center. Second belly back bend. We'll do moving grasshopper. So you can either stack your palms at your low back, or you can interlace your fingers. Try to straighten your arms. So use your inhale here, lift your chest and your legs off the mat. Keep lengthening through your arms and your legs. Keep stretching your head towards the front of your mat. Breathing into your belly. Feel it lift you as you inhale. And relax as you exhale. And check in that your head is connected to the rest of your body. Sometimes we want to kind of sag the head down, but really press the back of your head back, almost so that you're, not like you're pulling your chin in, but your chin just becomes neutral. It's not tucked in towards your chest. It's not jutting forwards. Last deep breath, reach through your limbs. And exhale, lower down. Rest on your left cheek. And then bringing your head back to center. Final belly back bend. We're going to do swimming today. So I'll make sure I have some room here. You're going to extend your arms out in front of you, palms touching the floor. As you inhale, lift your left arm and your right leg, pointing your thumb now towards the sky. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the opposite arm and leg, thumb to the sky. And release. So keep going with your breath. Try to lengthen through your limbs as you lift. Pressing the arm and the leg that's on the floor into the floor to help lift what's in the air. Seven, 8, 9, and 10. Press back to extended cat stretch. And just take some deep breaths here into your low back. And from here, you can swing your ankles around, coming to seated for some hip openers. So we'll start with rock the baby. So we're gonna grab onto your right foot with your left hand, and you're gonna bend your knee out to the side and then straighten it across your body. Use your opposite hand to help support you as you sit up tall, moving in your right hip joint. So our hip joints and shoulder joints are ball and socket joints. So we're really trying to find the range of motion in your hip as we move across your body and then open it back up again. So taking that a little bit further, we'll do cradle the baby, where you can either just take your hand on your foot and your knee, try to lift your foot up to knee height, and then rock from side to side as you try to bring your shin towards your chest. Still sitting up tall. This is pretty doable for you. You might be able to get your foot into your bicep, hug your leg with both arms. Try to keep your foot up again and rock from side to side. And then bring your foot down to the inside of your thigh for head to knee. Bring a 90-degree angle between both your thighs. Then squaring your chest over your left leg, fold forwards. And try to root down through your right thigh as you stretch your chest forwards. As you exhale in this pose, try to pull your belly button in towards your spine. And come back up. Rock the baby on the other side. So grab your left foot, right hand, bend and straighten. And then cradle the baby, hug your low leg in, sit up tall. And then head to knee. Square your shoulders over your right leg, come into your fold. Move down through your sitting bones as you stretch your heart forwards. And make your way back up. Bring the soles of your feet together for bound angle. Just sitting up tall, just bringing your feet in as far as feels comfortable. You can still sit up tall. We can start with our hands behind us. So check in with your pelvis here. You'll notice you can kind of slouch, if you will, and your tailbone kind of tucks under, or you can sit up really tall and you can kind of tilt your pelvis forwards. Well, we want the latter here, so you can use your hands, try to push your tailbone, or not tailbone, but push the front of your pelvis forwards, almost like your pelvis is a bowl of water and you're trying to spill it onto your heels. Now, if you can hold here with your body strength, you don't need your arms behind you, you can then start to fold forwards. But if you notice your pelvis sucking back under again, you can keep your hands here, keep working on that. Otherwise, you can start to round your spine forwards, coming into your fold. Try to relax your knees down towards the ground. And start to slow your breathing down if you haven't already. It's always nice to close your eyes in these finishing postures as well. And coming back up to seated. You can bring your knees together and come onto your back for some back bends. Just have time for a couple today. So if you're already practicing bridge or wheel and you want to just hop into that, feel free. I'm going to walk you guys through bridge. So you can bring your feet under your hips, your arms close to your body. Bend your elbows so your hands are over your belly, almost like you're holding a ball. And then pressing your head into the mat, your shoulders, your arms, and your feet. You're going to start to peel your hips up. Lift them up as high as you can, pulling with your hamstrings, lifting your hips. Keep pressing your shoulders and your triceps into the mat. Press the back of your head into the mat. Careful to keep that natural curve in your neck, so the back of your neck isn't necessarily touching the mat here. And take another deep breath, open through your heart, lift your hips. And then as you exhale, start to curl down, bringing your chest, then your low back, then your hips. You can hug your knees into your chest or take happy baby. Nice counter stretch. And we'll do one more back bend. As I said, if wheel's in your practice, feel free to come into that. Otherwise, you can do fish pose with me to help open your throat. So straightening out your legs, sitting on your hands or your thumbs. Again, arms close to your body. You're going to come up onto your elbows. Let your head fall back, open through your heart. Maybe your head comes down to the ground or maybe not. Doesn't matter, just keep opening through your heart. Try to squeeze your shoulder blades together. Point your toes, strong legs. And then breathe into your side ribs like you're a fish with gills. And stretch your jaw. And to come out, lift your head, chin to your chest, and then lower back down. Hug your knees in or take another happy baby. And then start to rock and roll. Come up to seated. Or seated forward bend. So you can start with bent knees, flex your feet. See if you can grab the bottoms of your feet so that your wrist creases are at your toes. And then from here, you can start to straighten your legs, if they will, coming all the way into your fold. But feel free to keep your knees bent and just press your toes into your hands to stretch deeper. Just let your head relax, rounding through your back, spreading your shoulder blades apart, pulling your belly button toward your spine, stretching the entire back side of your body. And then on your inhale, walk your hands up your legs. Do a seated spinal twist. So bending your right knee, you can bring your foot to the inside of your left knee. Or one step further would be crossing it over. But we want to make sure that your sit bones can stay rooted and you can sit up tall here. And then you're going to hug onto your knee with your left hand. Right fingertips come behind you. For just the slightest bit of support. So we're not putting any weight in that hand. And then as you inhale, sit up tall, lift the crown of your head. Exhale, rotate in your shoulders. Try to pull your left shoulder blade away from your ribs. And try to wrap your right shoulder blade around the back of your ribs. Really moving in your shoulders. And on your inhales, make space and just let off a little bit so you can inhale. And then use your exhales to twist deeper. And come back to center. Change sides. Hug onto your knee, inhale, exhale, and twist. And check in with your shoulders, that wrapping action. Even taking your gaze behind you if you like. And release. Come to a comfortable seated position. We'll just take a couple minutes for some breathing and meditation, and then we'll come into our Shavasana, final relaxation. So for our breathing today, let's just do a calming breath. We'll do Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing. So I'll come just a little bit closer so you guys can see if you're new to this breath. Hello. So you're gonna use your right hand. You're gonna bring your first two fingers down. So if you can use your thumb and your ring finger to cover your nostrils, that's awesome. If you can't, just use whatever fingers make their way to your nostrils. So you're gonna breathe in through both sides of your nose. You're gonna cover your right side with your thumb and exhale through the left. Inhale through the same side. Cover with your ring finger and exhale opposite. Inhale, same. Exhale, opposite. Inhale, same. And exhale, opposite. And keep going at your own pace. Just try to lengthen and deepen your breath. Slow it down. And if for any reason your nose is kind of stuffed up with allergies or anything, and this is really challenging, no need to force it. Just do what you can, or just take some breaths through both sides of your nostrils, just trying to slow your breathing down. Your breath should come easy, flowing in and out. And then keep going until you finish with an exhale on your left side. And then take some deep breaths through both sides. And then as you're ready, you can keep your eyes closed. Just make your way onto your back for your Shavasana. Stretching out on your mat, however you're comfortable. And that might mean that your legs are extended long, letting your toes fall out to the side. Or it might mean that to make some more space for your low back, if that feels too tight, that maybe you bend your knees, let your feet be wide on your mat, and then let your knees fall together. Just kind of tucking under your tailbone, lengthening your low back. And just let your arms sink into the mat. And relax the muscles on your face. Just letting that relaxed feeling just flow down through the rest of your body. And as you settle in here for the next couple minutes, I'm just going to read that passage again called "All that I give is given to myself." To give is to receive. This is the law of love. Under this law, when we give our love away to others, we gain. And whatever we give, we simultaneously receive. The law of love is based on abundance. We are completely filled with love all the time, and our supply is always full and running over. When we give our love unconditionally to others with no expectations of return, the love within us extends, expands, and joins. So by giving our love away, we increase the love within us, and everyone gains. And start to deepen your breath. You can wiggle your fingers and your toes. And as you're ready, roll onto one side, just curling into a ball, using your arm to support yourself or support your head. And just take a moment here to think of one way you have felt love in your life today. And if you like, I welcome you to think of one way that you could show love to someone else. Just knowing that that love that you give to yourself. And then keeping your eyes closed or your gaze soft. On your inhale, you can press yourself up to seated. Bring your hands together at your heart, gently pressing your thumbs into your sternum. Just notice your breath and notice your heartbeat. And if you'd like, you can join me in one Om to close our practice together. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and week ahead. Namaste. So thanks again, everyone, for joining. Feel free to leave a comment, just saying hi or letting us know if you have any requests. You'll notice in the class description there, you have some links and some ways that you can donate to the school if you feel that desire. But by all means, keep coming to classes, keep coming for free. We're so happy to have you guys and help support each other at home. So feel free to leave a comment. I'll come check them out. Otherwise, have a wonderful day. I might bring us over here to see the kitty cat. If you guys are cat people, let's see. Hi, sweetheart. What's up? Let's say hi to the yoga peeps. Can't believe you slept the whole class. And there he goes. He says, I don't care. Cool. Well, I don't see anything yet, but I know last time, as soon as I stopped the stream, I saw like a bunch of comments pop up. So if you guys are saying stuff, I'm not seeing it right now, but I will definitely respond to you guys if they pop up. I don't know if it's Facebook or my internet or what, but anyway, so good to have you all. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. Have a good day.